At the end of 2023, I did some experiments about urine cleaners, and I thought today I'd share how I did it and what were my findings. So first I need to mention that this is my nose, and my nose is not your nose. So there are some smells that you might find more offensive or annoying, and there are things that you might smell that maybe I don't smell. So take this with a grain of salt, but I think it's interesting to look at different products. What I did is I collected cat urine from my cats, so I used urine from cats. I used a syringe to make sure that I would put in every container the same amount of pee. I dried that using a fan. This would have been a lot less annoying smell-wise if I could have done this in a garage or something. But anyway, so this replicates what you might find, like you suddenly find that there's a smell, but all the pee has dried. So that's what I was trying to replicate. And then I added the product from a syringe so that I would have the same amount of product in each pot. And I found that you really need to have at least twice the amount of product compared to the amount of pee that you've put in. So that's important to realize. Because if you don't put enough of it, yes, it's going to continue to smell because the product is not going to be able to actually disintegrate the pee. You also want as much as possible to absorb the pee early on before putting the product, because otherwise you're going to have to use even more of the product. And it's important to realize that cat urine disintegrates just like a sandwich that you've left in the fridge for too long disintegrates. It's going to smell way more in 2 months than it does 2 weeks after you put it in the fridge. So when decomposition happens, organic materials transform into things that smell even worse and worse and worse. So you might apply your product and then 2 weeks later, maybe it's not that your cat has peed again there. Maybe it's just that the product has acted, but there needed to be a bit more of it compared to the amount of urine. And now also the cover odor of the product has gone away. And so you might need to reapply the product a bit later on. And so one thing that's important also is that you need to wait for it to take effect. So the product is not going to magically disintegrate urine. It's going to take hours and days. And so that's why you want a product that's going to have a cover odor that's going to be pleasant, because you need immediate relief. When you smell the smell of pee, of cat pee, that's like, yuck, so disgusting. You need to be able to have relief when you put on the product and suddenly you smell that, okay, it smells clean. It's not disgusting anymore. So I'll let you have a look at the experience that I did, and then we'll go over my preferred products. Yeah, terrible. Okay, I'm gonna breathe a bit.
Bon petit minou, ouais, du pipi précieux, super.
So first product that I do not recommend is Purodora Urine Odor Neutralizer. This is available easily here in Quebec. Its ingredients are denaturated alcohol, polysorbate 20, and an odor neutralizer. It's inflammable, which is a bit surprising. It has an insane citrus smell that lasts forever. It's way too, citrus smell is aversive to cats, so I don't even know why they use that, but it's also, to a level that I personally really do not enjoy. It's extremely intense, and it lasts forever. 2 weeks on, you're like, oh my god, I just want to die. It also did create an effervescent chemical reaction when I mixed it with the urine, so that was a bit weird. So I can't recommend this product. It just smells too much. Because I was curious to know if it was the denaturated alcohol that was the important ingredient, I used denaturated alcohol in another experiment and isopropylic, which is rubbing alcohol, which is much more widely available. And neither of them does any job. When I opened up the pee pots like 3 days later. I was like, oh my god, I want to die. Terrible odor. So don't try to use those. They are useless. Another one that I'm not particularly keen on is Nature's Miracle Urine Destroyer, or any kind of product from Nature's Miracle, honestly. They are sometimes available here in Quebec. It's an enzymatic blend, isopropylic alcohol, surfactants, odor contractant. The problem is it has a very intense floral perfume smell that lasts forever. So it smells of flowers and flowers and flowers, and it's going to smell of flowers and flowers and flowers 2 months from now. So I don't particularly like that. It's like these products just want to cover the odor. I don't know if they work beyond that, because anyway, they smell forever. And so it's just really, really annoying. Now, for products that I do recommend, Urine Off is not a bad choice. It's enzyme based. There's a couple of ingredients. It doesn't have a very strong cover odor compared to the products that I'm really going to recommend, but it's good. And along the same lines, like for products that actually do work on modifying, like destroying the urine, transforming it to other compounds, if the only thing you have in your pharmacy is hydrogen peroxide, that can be a tool you might use. So hydrogen peroxide, it does transform urine, because when I put my nose in the cup, I wasn't like, oh my god. I was like, oh, this is interesting. It does not smell like cat pee anymore. I can't really say what it smells like, but it's different. And so it does not evoke that behavior of disgust. So it might be useful if you don't have any other products on hand. The thing is, it's not going to act immediately, and it does not have a cover holder. So Urine Off, hydrogen peroxide, they both work. The advantage of Urine Off over hydrogen peroxide is that it does have a cover holder. That's pleasant, but it's not as big as, I shouldn't say big, it's not as good a cover holder than the other products that I'll talk about. So my preferred recommendations, first there are the 2 products by Thornell, Cat Odor Off and Kennel Odor Eliminator. Both of these you normally need to dilute, and I think Cat Odor Off, it's something like dilute 1 in 32. If you dilute it, it just doesn't work. It's not, so honestly, like if you follow the label, personally I haven't found it effective. But if you do not dilute it, or if you play around with the amount of dilution that you do, then it's interesting. So I did not dilute it, and then I diluted it per label. So I can recommend it undiluted. This is not a product that uses enzymes. Not sure exactly what it is that they're using. Cat Odor Off has a pleasant cover odor that's sort of like laundry detergent, whereas the Kennel Odor Eliminator is a bit more like pleasant floor cleaner for its cover odor. The label says it's safe for use on any surface or directly on the animal. But honestly, I don't know why you'd put that on an animal, especially since there is a mention that there is a proprietary essential oil blend, and we know those can be dangerous for cats. So don't put that on your pet. The place where I'm thinking this might be pertinent is if your pet steps on it. But then, I mean, the label is made if you follow the directions. So if you do not dilute it, probably not as safe. So all these products, make sure that you cover the surface you've treated so that if your cat walks on it, they're not going to have it on their paws and then lick their paws. But yeah, so Thornell, Kennel Odor, or Cat Odor are good products that I find are pertinent, and the cover odor is nice, and they work well to disintegrate urine, only if not diluted. And my favorite, honestly, Anti-Icky-Poo. It comes also, you can buy it with the spray for the bottle. It's enzyme based. It has a pleasant cover odor that's like a pleasant cleaner smell. And so it's really my favorite. The marketing is terrible. Look at that sticker. You don't want to buy it, but honestly, it's the one I would buy. If you own a pet store, please start carrying something like Anti-Icky-Poo or the Thornell products or Urine Off, so that we have good options for cleaning urine. So I hope this has been helpful to you. Once again, this is my nose, not your nose, but hopefully this gives you some products to try.